So I'm thankful to the principal of GNE, Professor Dr. Saipal Singh, for providing us the opportunity to conduct this event, and I'm thankful to President Janko Bay Area and Janko Alumni Association for providing us this opportunity. And I would like to welcome our panelist of the day, Mr. Gurtev Singh Atwal, and speaker of the day, Kamaldeep Singh Tillon. Kamaldeep sir is pass out of 1998 mechanical engineering, and after then he did his post graduation as a master's in business administration from University of California, Los Angeles, and currently he is working as a strategist manager with the PayPal as a on the project management. So I would like to hand over the session to Kamaldeep. So you can proceed with the proceedings.
Sure. Thank you, Ravindra. Nice meeting you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about it. And thank you on behalf of Genco Bay Area, which is our alumni association based out of California. Right? Thank you. I really appreciate you guys giving us that opportunity to talk about our experiences and giving a little bit of a view that we can provide to our kids who are based out of Nanak Dev Engineering College. Sada Kafi, we're like just like pretty much every student, right? We're very much affiliated with the college, and it's our beloved college for sure, right? And we want to make sure that we can, whatever we can do, right, basically to give back the knowledge or whatever we have. I think that would be a blessing for us to do that. So let me give you guys a little bit of introduction what I do. My name is Kamaldeep Singh Tillon, and I've been working into this IT industry for almost 23 years now. I'm an experienced leader with a lot of experience into product program management, operations, and delivery management. I have extensive knowledge about leading cross-functional teams, setting up programs, product operations, and rallying the team basically to come to a common vision, right, to achieve the objective that we have. First few years out of my 23 years of experience, I've spent with the management consulting firm Accenture. So that is where I got a chance actually to lead multiple managed services work. And that is where basically I got into passion of leading products or programs or product operations. At Accenture, I managed enterprise-wide work for Fortune 500 companies with fintech, within banking, within high tech, and healthcare verticals. This included building e-commerce solutions for global financial institutions, right, and building solution products for multiple healthcare providers. So after spending 13-14 years over there, I came over to PayPal. Here I was brought in actually to lead, I would call it some strategic initiatives, right, that were specific to compliance. So whenever a new law comes in from compliance perspective, you have to make sure that it gets implemented to your company. And when a law comes, right, it brings a lot of friction to the users, and there's like a lot of times we lose a lot of customers because of that, right? So my goal was to stop this churn, to improve the customer experience in such a way and to meet the regulations in such a way that we don't lose any customers that we have, right? So I've been with this team for almost 4.5 years now. Personally, if I share a little bit about GNE, I'm 94, 98 pass out, so I got into GNE in 94 and I passed out in 98. A mechanical engineer background. I came to US in 2000. I have been living in Bay Area for the last 22, 23 years now. Although I was a mechanical engineer, but when I came, Y2K boom was in full swing, right? And that is where I got an opportunity to get into IT. I started my career, as I shared earlier, with the management consulting firm. After some time, I felt like probably I need some more kind of knowledge, right, in terms of my education. I need to enhance my education. So I decided to go to University of California, Los Angeles for my MBA degree. So I finished that degree over there, and then I started transitioning from management consulting to different firms. So that is a little bit of my background, my experience. I have 2 kids, and I live in a small city. It's called Milpitas. It's right next to San Jose, California.
So Kamaldeep, before you dive into detail about the technicality, so one thing you mentioned, you did mechanical engineering and you are into project management role now. So any student, irrespective of their branch, so are there opportunities for transition, or how do you think project management domain, is it specific to particular field or across the engineering streams?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I won't say that it doesn't need any skills, right? But the skills are more something more like people management skills. That is something that you need, right? Similarly, you need some horizontal management skills. I mean, you have to. This is sort of a role, right, where you oversee basically a product or a program, you can call it, right? And for that, you need a lot of soft skills, right? That's sort of a management. You need a lot of change management skills. You need a lot of technical skills as well, right? And it's more about basically managing the expectations with your leadership as well. So I do work with the C-suite folks, right? So I work as a bridge between basically C-suite execs and our junior teams. So you need that skill where you have to collect some information from the bottom, right? You need to make sure things are working. You need to articulate it, and you need to make it more clear and precise and more consumable for the leadership. So that is a sort of experience or that sort of skill that you need. Definitely, I mean, you learn technical skills, you understand the architectures, you understand how, for example, I've been working into the payments industry, so I know how things work, right? So these are definitely a plus. I won't say like these are 100% required to get into these sort of roles, but yeah, as you grow and as you get more responsibilities in your career, right, I think these things definitely help you to move up.
So, and you went for master's degree to United States in 2000. So if a student wants to pursue their master's degree, what's the path after graduation they should follow?
Good question. I think, Gurtej, I will strongly recommend that kids, I mean, if they have plans to come to US, right, they should definitely, they should come through maybe a degree program or something like that, right? I mean, rather than, or if they come here with any other kind of through any other paths, right? I would definitely recommend that they should get themselves enrolled into some university over here and get a master's degree or an equivalent degree completed over here. How they can get into is, I mean, there are a lot of ways right now. I'm pretty sure like all our kids who are watching, they might be aware of that. So you can apply to the colleges when you finish your degree, probably in the 7th, 8th semester, right? You have the option to apply to any of the schools. They look, when we applied, right, there were not a lot of, I think the competition wasn't that much. The requirement was more about TOEFL and GRE. So those were the two recs that we have basically to get to apply to the universities. I think it has gone a little kind of tough these days, and they look into a lot of other things as well, like they ask for essays, right, when you apply to these colleges. So I mean, all these things, they help you, but I guess the best way to get it done is basically apply from there, right, through get your SATs actually for undergrad programs, but I think it would be GMAT and GRE probably after finishing the degree, right? You finish those exams, you get yourself ready with your resumes, right? The stuff that you have done, the leadership qualities that you have attained, or the leadership skills that you have attained during your college degree, right? Just put it in a concise and nice application, right, and apply to these schools. I think that's the best way to get it done. And other ways, people do come here through some other ways as well, right? When you come here, I think it gets a little easier, I believe, right? Because when you are sitting in India, I think you don't know a lot about the system, right, and the different universities and their requirements. But once you get in here, I think it gets more open to you. You know how things work over there. So yeah, I mean, I would be more than happy if anybody is interested, right? I'll be more than happy to help you guys with the process, with the application, and all those things. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that if you guys are planning to enhance your future, or maybe enhance your skills in US, or want to work in US, right? Probably starting with a degree or a master's degree from one of the US universities would definitely be a plus.
Yeah, now you pursued your master in 2000. So now our alumni that we have here, Genco Bay Area alumni, we are celebrating its 50th year. So I strongly believe that the first year, whoever came here, so they also came for master's degree. So in your opinion, in United States, across the universities, do we have a good pool of engineers who are graduated from Genco who can guide? And what kind of universities we have?
Yes, yes. Majority of the people that I know here, right? I mean, we do work with the different alums based out of California and Michigan. So pretty much all of them, they came here on a student visa or something, right? And they did their masters, they finished their masters, and probably right after that, they got into some good jobs. So yeah, those were some old days when people, when you used to get jobs right after getting your degree done from India, and you come here and you get your job, right? But now things have changed. There's a lot of competition. Pretty much, I would say getting a master's done has been, it's more like a platform that you get, right, when you get your degree over here. So I mean, whoever I know, I think I would say 99% of the people, they did their education based out of here. Maybe if they did their bachelor's from India, they did their master's here, or they finished their undergrad from here. Some of the good universities, I mean, I can talk a lot about California. We have a UC system right here at University of California. So there are a lot of like high-end schools, or good schools, I would call them, right? Berkeley is here, then UCLA is here. Then we have Irvine, UC Davis. I mean, there are total 9 different UCs, which are, I'm sorry, when I say UC, it's University of California. So within California, there are 9 schools, like top tier schools, I would call them, right? It's just like, if you want to compare it, it's more like IITs that we have in India, right? So there's 4 or 5 in NorCal, Northern California, and few in the South Cal as well. Besides California, we have a good presence in Michigan. A lot of boys or students, actually, including me, right? We got admitted to a Wayne State University, which is based out of Michigan. So that's we often call that a GNE of US. I remember, I think just from within our batch, probably 17 or 18 people, we all came together in Wayne State. So that's our beloved university that we have within US. Then we have similar, just like Sacramento State is there, San Jose State is there. I see a lot of kids from GNE who have finished their degrees or their masters from these schools, right? Then if you go a little bit towards north, in Washington, I have seen a few kids who have gone to those schools. So there are a lot of good schools. I mean, you can browse on the internet. You can get in touch with me if you have any questions. My daughter, actually, she's applying for an undergrad program, so I can definitely help you guys. These days, I spend a lot of time actually looking into these different schools. So yeah, a lot of options, Gurtej. I think again, it's up to the students actually wherever they want to go.
Yeah, so always you have, as a student, you have the channel through college, through Professor Rupinder. So you can always route those emails, those questions to our alumni association. So we have in Bay Area what we call Silicon Valley, as well as we have in Michigan, at Sacramento, other areas too. Everybody is available to guide. And one last thing before we dive into the technicality, you mentioned about Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and Michigan. Then we have Seattle, Boeing. So will you kind of a little bit get into more detail what these areas mainly focus of? Maybe this jargon students are not aware of.
Sure. Let me go with the regions. So California, Bay Area, right? It's Northern California. You might have heard Silicon Valley. It's pretty famous, right? This is where the technology or the IT kind of industry is based out of. I mean, a lot of startups and a lot of big companies, you name it, pretty much Google, Apple, let's say Microsoft, right? Then, I mean, pretty much everything, whatever you call it.
Facebook,
it's based out of here.
Whichever company related to technology, I would say they have originated, and they have many incubators where new startups, every day startups gets an opportunity because of the funding. I would say they have the funding opportunities.
Exactly. A lot of venture capitalists, people who actually put money in your firms, right? They're based out of here. So that's the reason. Plus, there are a lot of good schools. Berkeley is here, Stanford is here, right? San Jose State is here, Santa Clara is here, UC Davis is here. So these are a lot of good schools where a lot of kids kind of come out of with a lot of entrepreneurship skills, right? And these VCs or the venture capitalists, they do provide the money for those startups. So if you want to be into IT or software industry, right, probably this would be one of the best places for you to come in. And as I shared, right, some of the good schools based out of Bay Area are Stanford, Berkeley, UC Davis, San Jose State, and Santa Clara University. If you are more into the mechanical industry, right, Detroit area is the pioneer over there. So University of Michigan, Wayne State, these are two good schools where I mean that I know of. So and since Ford, like big three that we have, right, it's based out of Detroit. That includes Ford Motors, GMC, Chrysler. A lot of our alums actually they work over there. I mean, I think it's the max I would say bucket that we have here within US, right? It's based out of these companies, and they've been working there for like probably maybe 30-40 years, maybe more than that. So that's the right place or right region for you to go if you are a part of mechanical engineering. Similarly, if you go a little bit north from California, Washington State, right? Washington, the state that we have, that is also highly focused with mechanical and electrical industry. So Boeing is there, Amazon is there as well. Then there's some what do you call it? Microsoft is also based out of there, right?
Intel is there, Microsoft is there.
So yeah, exactly. So over there you can find a combination of mechanical, technology, and electrical engineers. I mean, again, just like Ford Motors and Chryslers, right? We have a lot of alums who work within Boeing as well. So I think this is what I know of, like in terms of the buckets, right? But I mean, this is where I would recommend you guys to look into. But again, it's not like if you're getting your mechanical engineering done from Bay Area that you won't get a job here. It's not like that in US. I think it's very well, the demand and the education is very well managed here. So I mean, you can get your master's from, let's say, San Jose, and you can get a job somewhere in Detroit. That's totally possible. So yeah, this is how it's a little bit of like broken down spaces that we can talk about in terms of the different skills that are needed in these spaces.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. So now we can proceed into some technicality.
Sure. Yeah, let me, why don't we start with a little bit of product strategy, right? I wanted to actually, give a little bit of idea, right, what product strategies. That is something that I've been working on for the last few years, right? I thought maybe I can give some basic knowledge to you guys, and we can take it from there. Rupinder Bhaji, can I, would the students, would they be able to talk over here, or it's one-way communication? I mean, I just want to be the session to be a little bit more interactive, right?
So we can take up the question at the end of the session.
Okay. All right. Let me then start with product vision. So these are some of the kind of skills that you get. I mean, based on how I know, right? I don't think these product vision or product strategy or like product development, this sort of work is being taught into our courses, into our syllabus. But these are some of the jobs that people do over here, highly paid jobs, right? Strategic mindset that is needed, a lot of thought leadership, right, is needed as a part of these roles. So I thought maybe I can give you guys a little bit of background what this is, right? What product strategy is, and how it is important for different companies, right, to develop the product strategy. you guys might find it funny, right, when you learn about it. This is how I used to be when I was in a grad school, right? But these things, when you start working with these companies, you'll see like how important these are for developing their products, right? So let me start with product vision. Anyone knows what product vision is when I say product vision? Oh, never mind. You guys can talk. So let me. So product vision is it's basically it describes an overarching long-term mission of your product, right? So it's vision means sight, simple, right? And product means any product. You can say it might be, let's say we call it, the product is let's say Apple iPhone, right? So what is our vision for Apple, right? So what is the site that they're looking for, right? What is the long-term site? What is it? How do they want to build their company? That is sort of a vision, right? And if it's specific to iPhone, we would call it product vision, right? So vision statements they're very aspirational, right? And they communicate concisely where the product hopes to go and what it hopes to achieve in the long term. So for example, let's take some examples. So Apple's vision statement. Have you guys ever got a chance actually to look into what vision Apple has? Very simple. Let me read it. So what their vision is to make the best products on earth, right? And to leave the world better than we found it. I mean, very impactful. It's just a simple statement, right? But that is the core of Apple. Anything that they do, they keep this thing in mind. They want to make sure that they make the best products on the earth, and they do, right? Look at that. I mean, iPhone. I'm arguably, right, I'm a big fan of iPhone, so I would definitely say it's one of the best phones that is available on earth at the time. And it's all based on basically whatever the vision Steve Jobs had, right? He wanted to make the best in the world, and he's making it. So anything that Apple does, right, they keep this vision at the back of their head, right, when they build their product. So that's why the vision is extremely important for a company. Similarly, look at PayPal. So I don't know if you guys use PayPal. I work over there, and it's a payments company, right, online payments company. Their vision is to make the movement and the management of money as simple, secure, and affordable as possible, right? So they want to help their customers, basically who can move their money. Basically, they can transfer their money, right? They can manage their money. They can keep it over there. They can buy things out of there, right? They can get loans from there. This is how money management is done, right? It's simple. Simple means maybe in a few clicks, right? I mean, let's say if you guys want to use, you guys must be using GPay, Google Pay, right? I don't know, or Apple Pay. So it's like one click or two click thing, right? Something that you can do probably in like seconds. You can transfer money from one account to another. So that is the case with PayPal as well, right? They make it the movement of the money very simple. They keep it secure. I mean, value prop that we have within PayPal is the security, right? That's why people use PayPal. For fintech or any financial company, right? Keeping your money, your information, and your data secure is I think the most important thing. I mean, and that's why people use PayPal, right? Because they trust you for that. That is their selling point, right? When I say value prop, that is a distinction that they have for their users, right? And affordability they talk about. So you can send your money in few clicks securely and affordably, and that means the fee is very minor, right? I think they charge 2.29% or something like that for each transaction, which is very kind of I would say better than some of its competitors over here in the US. I don't think there's a lot of PayPal presence in India, but it has a huge presence in US, Canada, North America, Europe, and a little bit of towards I think South Asia as well, right? So I mean, I'm talking about vision. So this is what we call vision, right? Similarly, Google's vision is to provide access to world's information in one click. Look at these things. So what I was trying to say was vision for a product is very important. When you build a product, it's very important. Now let's talk about product strategy, right? what is product strategy? I mean, let me again, yeah, I'm sorry, it had to be more interactive, but what product strategy is? It's basically a plan that a company creates, right, to define a vision for a product, right, and identify how that vision will be realized, right? A product strategy is like a big picture of a product in mind, right? It helps company justify why their product should exist and how users stand to benefit, right? So in simple words, you can say it's a plan to move forward to reach your vision, right? So that is what a product strategy is. There is I mean, product strategy is definitely not a roadmap. It's definitely not a project plan. It is different from vision. Vision is a part of it, right? But it's more than that. It's basically, again, how you get to that vision. That is all the different steps that you take, right? That is what product strategy is. Let's see. Let me talk a little bit about like what it consists of, right? So if you look at that, right, here's a formula. Okay. I tried my best, guys, to pull this information to keep it simple, right? I hope this would help. But if you guys have any questions after that, I'll be more than happy. I know we have 15 more minutes. Let me try to finish it pretty quickly, right? Then we can open up the call for more questions. So product strategy, right? Product strategy is basically product vision plus insights plus any challenges that you have, right? Plus any approach that you're going to take, right, to reach that vision, and accountability. All addition, I mean, if you add all of these things, this is what product strategy is. I hope it makes sense, right? Let me talk a little bit about now what are the different elements that we have within product strategy or within this formula, right? So product vision, I think I talked enough about product vision, right? How it's important, what product vision is. Here, I try to keep it simple, right? Just to give you guys a little bit of an example. Let's say I wanna, this is my vision, right? I wanna live a long, full, healthy life, right? Where I'm able to spend plenty of quality time with family and friends. So this is my vision. Simple. We're gonna take this example, and then I'm gonna explain, right, what these different elements that we have within this formula, what does that mean, right? So I wanna live a long life. My vision is to live a long life, to be healthy, right? And so that I can spend quality time with my family and friends, right? That is my vision. Now let's see, to reach this vision, right? Let's look into some of the insights, right, that I'm going to look into. So when you look into these things, right, data plays a very important role, right? So you try to collect some insights, right, about this specific vision that we have. I'll look into some what my competitors are doing, some competitive analysis that we do, right? Then what are the differentiators that I would have, right? What is the market need, right? What sort of people are they really going to need my product or not? I think that's very important, right? Similarly, what my audience is going to be, what my target is going to be, something that where my market is going to be, right? Something, for example, something might great in India, but it might not work at all in US. Similarly, something might work great in, let's say, Europe, it might not work at all in US, right? So these things we look into these are the insights that you look into when you work on a product strategy. Similarly, market trends, right, in the target customer as well. So these are some of the things that you look into when I talk about insight for a product strategy. And again, moving forward with the same example, right? So when let's just read over there. I think this would help you a little bit. So here, right, I had this vision, right? Now to have this vision, right, some of the insights that I've looked into is basically data, right? So I have noticed that others may age. So this is the data. This is some stuff that I have pulled basically, right, based on some tools or whatever information that I can collect from web or companies. They have their own databases, and you can collect this information, right? You can analyze it. So my example is the insights that I got is I have noticed that others my age are starting to have health issues, right? While there's others, right, who are best in shape, even they're 45 years old, 50 years old, but they are best in shape, right, in their lives. So the recent studies that I found was that there are 12% of Americans that are considered healthy. So 88% they're unhealthy, 12% they are healthy. I mean, this is the data or insights that I'm trying to pull, right? And I want to take action to change my life, right? To get to my vision. I want to take action to change my life so that I can reach the vision for my future, right? So I want to change based on this data. I want to be part of 12%. That is sort of an example. I hope you're getting it. Again, I know, I apologize, this is a one-way communication, but I hope this would help a little bit. Now we covered product vision, plus there's data insights. Now let's talk about challenges. I mean, when you develop a product, right, you always look the challenges as well, right? For example, let's say if you're building, let's say a fintech company, right, or a fintech product, compliance is very important, right? I mean, because of all these anti-money laundering and a lot of other kind of laws that have been made, right? They want to make sure your money movement is secure, it's going to the right person. So compliance is very important, right? So, I mean, you need to look into, if I'm just giving an example, right? If compliance, if you're compliant to kind of open up a business or your product, let's say in China, right? We've been working on a lot of PayPal products. Some of the products that we can build and sell here in US, they're not compliant with if we want to sell it in China, right? China is a huge market, and so we need to make sure we're getting our products compliant, right, based on Chinese laws. So these are some of the challenges that you have to look into when you build a product, right? Similarly, there might be technology hurdles. Something might work, again, some technology might be available in India, it might not be available in US, right? Go-to-market challenges might be there, right? And some customer pain. Customer might be different, right? Some maybe the usage or the interest that we have of that particular product in India, they're different from what a user's interest is in US, right? So these are some of the roadblocks that you look into, you analyze those, and you write it in a document, right, when you're creating a product strategy. Now let's continue. I think this example would really help. And so I did my vision. I looked into insight, right, to get to that vision. Now I'm looking at the challenges. The challenges, I anticipate my challenge ahead of me as I work to reach my vision, right? So I'm looking at the challenges. So what those challenges are, my career, right? My like aches and pains. Maybe I'm not very healthy. So when I'll be looking for like a healthy life, I'll have to run probably, right? Maybe I'm too aged and maybe my muscles will sore, right? I won't have motivation. Maybe I live in a snow area where I won't be able to probably run for 6 months, right? And then many more. Maybe the place where I live, I don't have a gym, right? So I won't be able to use those sort of facilities. So these are the challenges that I'm having basically to reach out to my vision, which is living a healthy life, right? So this is about challenges. Now getting into approaches. There are different approaches that you can take, right, to reach your product strategy. It might be one approach. There might be just one way, right, that you can get in there. And there might be multi-pronged approach as well. I mean, you can have multiple ways of going over there, right? High-level plan to overcome those challenges. You need to look into that, right? And just this is important. Defines what we will do and will not do along the way. So when you're creating a strategy, right, you have to be very black and white. You have to be very open. You have to open up your mind. You need to make sure that you're writing, okay, this is going to work. This is what we're going to do, and this is what we're not going to do, right? So I mean, because product strategy is not like a one-time thing, right? You build one product strategy, and all the sub-products that you build, they're based out of that strategy. So it's important that whatever you write in terms of product strategy, it's very definitive. It's very clear to your stakeholders as well. Now, getting into a real analogy. Sorry, we're running a little late. I'll try to make it quick. Sorry, Hitesh. The real analogy, right? The example that we have. So I have decided that. So we talked about vision. Then I looked into the data, right? Then I looked into what are the challenges that I would face for getting to my vision, right? Now I'm looking what approach I'm going to take, right? So I have decided that there are few approaches I will bet on in order to reach my vision for a long, full, and healthy life, right? So I'm going to look into few approaches. So the approaches that I'm going to use is probably I'll eat healthier, right? That's one of the approaches that I can do. I can have a high protein diet or maybe a really good diet, right? A balanced diet. I won't eat sweets. I won't eat a lot of salt, right? Probably that is one way of getting healthier. Maybe I'll work out more, right? Maybe I'll go to gym. Probably I'll spend, right, hit the gym for 4 hours a day, right? Or maybe I'll run probably 10 miles a day or something like that, right? I'll work more. Third approach might be developing a better mindset through sleep, relaxation, and meditation. You guys know, right? Sleeping is important, relaxation is important, right? Meditation is important. Maybe that's another way, right? So these are the different approaches that I'm going to write it down in my product strategy, right? To reach my vision or my goal that I have. And then last one is accountability, right? And accountability is really important. I mean, this is a measure of your success, right? You need to know if something that you are going to build or you have built is working or not, right? There's a new terminology that we use, OKRs, but you can skip that. Just look into, we call it success matrix, right? So for example, I mean, there are different metrics that we can use, right? For example, salespeople, they want to look into ROIs, right? They want to look into leads, some different sort of matrix that different teams uses, right? Specific to our example. So let's see what I'm gonna see what my success matrix is gonna be, right? How would I measure that I'm getting to my goal, right? So to reach my vision of being healthier, I'll make sure to monitor a few key things. I will be looking at how much weight I'm losing over time. That is one matrix, right? If you're healthy, you'll be losing weight. If you're running, if you're having a balanced diet, a really good diet, right, you will lose a weight, right? So that's one of the indicators, right? Similarly, I'll focus on how I'm feeling, how my clothes fit, right? I'll lose weight, probably my clothes, I'm gonna wear some tight clothes, right? Maybe smaller sizes and that stuff. My energy level, right? How is it gonna go up or is it gonna go down, right? And my overall confidence level. So these are the metrics that we talk about that you look into when you're building a product strategy. So now when you add all of these things, right, that is when you come up with a product strategy. Why product strategy matters? I think we talked about that, right? It aligns everyone around what is the most important, what is most important, so everyone rows in the same direction. So just as I gave you guys an example, right? Steve Jobs gave a vision, a product strategy probably for the iPhone, right? That it should be simple, it should be good looking, whatever product that I'm gonna make, right? It should be easy to use, people are gonna enjoy it, high quality, good looking, all those things, right? And you can see like whatever they're building within that iPhone, even the further iPhone 12, 13, 14, whatever came in, right? It's excellent. I mean, when you look at those, right? It's because they have this strategy at the back of their mind, right? Similarly, it helps you say no to distractions, right? And prioritize the truly impactful items that will move us towards our vision. So it keeps you focused on the right thing. This is what I'm gonna build. There might be a lot of distractions that come in. Hey, why don't you add this thing in there? Why don't you add this thing in there? But if you are focused on your strategy, you can just ignore those things and you can keep your focus on that particular product as well. And it can inform how you organize your product teams as well. So I mean, this is all like product strategy, and probably I won't go too much in detail. We're running out of time. There's some more slides, probably I'll share it with you guys, right? How to nail your product strategy, right? What are the things that or the questions that you should ask when you are writing a product strategy document, right? Similarly, what are the different, strategies, it's not like once you make it, right, and it's there forever. You always, you need to pivot it. You need to change it based on the market changes. I mean, I'm not saying like hugely change the direction, but you need to, I would say, enhance it, right, based on the market changes, the customer changes, and all those things. So I'll share with you guys this document, right, probably after the call. But I would stop keeping in our mind, right? We have 5 more minutes, maybe Gurtej and Rupinder Bhaji, we can open up.
Yeah, no, we'll open it up for the questions. And the product strategy, as you mentioned about PayPal, Apple, every company has a strategy. For the students, yeah, if they have the strategy to do masters, so they can implement in their day-to-day lives as well. And one question, so if a student wants to do master's degree abroad, so what kind of financial assistances they can get, and how to approach those?
Gurtej, I think I can talk more let's talk in two ways, right? So kids who are here in US, right? There are a lot of options here. There is like federal grant that you can get, right? If you have good grades, there are a lot of other scholarships that you get. I mean, it's based on your income, right? I think they can. I would say 99% of the kids, they do get some sort of financial help or something like that, right?
Maybe somebody coming from here, they study good. Like, does universities have some kind of option to waive some fee or compensate them?
Yes, they do. They do. They definitely do. I have a friend, his son came to a undergrad program and he got a scholarship from the school. Yes, definitely. There are a lot of scholarships that are available. I don't know a lot, like each college has their own scholarships, right? Because let's say within San Jose, there might be some local donors, right? I know a few organizations who give money actually to that school under some scholarship every month. We do, for example, Genco, we do a little bit of it well, right? So yeah, each school, the funding and the scholarship varies from school to school, but yeah, there's always definitely options. If you have a good academic background, definitely you have a lot of options to get some
Right.
financial.
Other thing, I think they can be a teacher's assistant as well. So while they are pursuing the master's degree, that also waives some kind of fee for them.
Correct. That is, I think, maybe I would call it like when you do a job while being a student. Yes, I think when you get into teacher assistant, or I've heard even if you work into any of the jobs within your campus, right? I've heard, for example, if you work in a library or if you work in helping maybe some technical assistant to your professor. Yes, I have heard that you get a little bit of break from your fee getting into those sort of jobs.
Yeah, so they have multiple options. And from coming from India, if they want some kind of financial support there, so I think one mechanism should be through the banks. They provide the loans for higher educations. Is there any other thing that comes to your mind?
I think they can try federal aid as well. I don't think it would be available the first year, but starting second year onwards, I think you are eligible for state and federal kind of help as well.
Makes sense. Yeah, so there are multiple options. Federal aid, that is, if they are admitted to master's degree after first year, they're eligible. If they are good academically, they get the scholarship. Then the teacher's assistants, I know some of my friends too, so they got the full fee waived because they were assisting the teachers in some of the subjects too. Now, appreciate that. Now, I would request Professor Rupinder to please open it up for the students if they have any questions for Kamaldeep Talo.
So our session is open for discussion. Anybody having any query or any doubt regarding the project topic of the project management can have their question addressed to Mr. Kamaldeep by unmuting themselves. So Kamaldeep, I'm having a question. What are the emerging trends or the technologies that is in the field of the project management?
AI is I think the latest machine learning and AI, right? That is the latest trend, and that is where I mean what we think the next boom is going to, right, within technology. So I think that is important. If there are any courses that you're taking specific to machine learning or AI, right, I think that would be a great asset to your skills. Project or product management, I mean, it can be anything. Like you can be a project manager on a construction company, right? You can be a project management within a software industry, right? So yeah, I mean, ChatGPT, you might have heard. I'm sure a lot of new startups you'll see, like probably in the next few months, maybe a year or so. I mean, we had a .com boom earlier, right? Then we had Apple or app boom. Now I think it's going to be like ChatGPT boom. So a lot of products that would be built, they'll be based out of ChatGPT, and that would need all this artificial intelligence and machine learning. So yeah, I think that would be the next era, I would call it.
So, and how an undergraduate student can prepare themselves to enter in the field of the project management?
I would say, I mean, personally, it depends. I think if you want to get into entry-level job, right? I would definitely recommend, as I shared with Gurtej, that get your degree done over here. Maybe if it's a master in engineering or maybe an MBA or something, right? Make sure you have that. But a short kind of or a quick answer would be PMP certification. So there's project management professional, I think, certification that comes. It needs a little bit of work experience, right? I mean, when you fill up the application, you have to have some sort of management experience. There are like few things, some checklist items that you need to look into. You need to fill up your experience in those specific items, and then you can apply and take that exam. So yeah, short answer is PMP certification might be really good if you want to get into
they have started an associate certification as well. So the organization that gives this certification is PMI. Anybody can Google it. PMP, yeah, it requires certain kind of experience, but they have associate certification where you don't need any experience, and you can have the Six Sigma certifications as well, so anybody can get those. So there are two, one is Six Sigma, one is Lean Six Sigma, and Coursera is a website where you can get plenty of courses. LinkedIn Learning, as Kamaldi mentioned, AI machine learning, that will be here for coming years, for 10-15 years. So if your syllabus doesn't cover those things, you are interested, and any other tool that has these kinds of courses, that comes to my mind. One is Coursera is good, LinkedIn Learning is good. So Kamaldeep, any other such tool where students can get and do these courses?
Yeah, I think you named pretty much all of them. I think, yeah, I would definitely recommend to go through those.
Yeah, and I think some certain universities, they also have certificate programs. So like here, Harvard and all those, they have
Stanford is providing.
They provide too, and I think in India too. So they have some universities, IITs, IIMs, they provide certificate courses as well, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, which definitely add value towards the latest technology. So if any students have anything in their mind, duly request them. Yeah, any question regards to any stream, regards to education abroad, any concept, mechanical, civil. So there is lots of scope of any engineering, but yeah, absolutely. If you want to dive into the software industry, project management, yeah, definitely can guide them.
And again, it's a very vast. I mean, when you say project management,
I think there is some question from some participant. Indrapal, you can have your question.
ਹੈਲੋ ਸਰ, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਰ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਇੰਦਰਪਾਲ ਹੈ, ਮੈਕੈਨੀਕਲ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਹਾਂ, ਸੈਕਿੰਡ ਈਅਰ 'ਚ। ਮੇਰਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਇਹ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਐਬਰੋਡ, ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ 'ਚ, ਜੇ ਫੋਰਡ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਨਾਸਾ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, yeah, I mean, thoda hard hoga bhi, right in the beginning, but I think the best way would be through je thanu koi janda hega, right, like you have a referral. Let's say someone works for any of your friends or your relatives jo kam karda, let's say Ford naal, right, ja kise Ford da koi vendor hai, I think, right? So you can that is the best way. I mean, references play a very important role over here, right? So I think that would be the best way. मैं एक दो cases सुने हैं like few years back के अपने बच्चे जेडे, I think they were third year students, they came here for internships to Detroit. I can find it out from some of my friends, right, how it worked out, but मेरा personal experience ये हैगा भी जे तुहानू कोई जानदा ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੈਫਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਉਹ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋਗੇ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਲਈ। ਸੋ that is the only way that I know, ਪਰ I can definitely get back to you, maybe Rupinder Bhaji ਨੂੰ I can get back to him, I can find it out ਕਿ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਰਸਤਾ, ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਮਤਲਬ ਰਸਤਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਪਣਾਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਏ ਸੀ।
Yeah, no, definitely doable ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਸੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਸੋ one thing is ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਓਪਨ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, always look at their websites. ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਐਪਲੀਕੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਓਪਨ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ, ਸੋ ਦੈਨ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰੋ। then absolutely you can reach out to Rupinder, to us. We can always help to see ਜੇ ਉਸ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ 'ਚ ਕੋਈ ਹੈਗਾ, then they can absolutely vouch for you. ਇਹ doable ਆ, but yeah, ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ companies in house ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, abroad we apply ਕਰੋ. India ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ we have pretty good companies in mechanical industry and all those, because right now students ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, you have to be academically good, timely manner ਤੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ apply ਕਰੋ, you'll get those internships.
And I think ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ visa already ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ that's a plus. I think that is also important, right? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ I don't know how visa thing works when you ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ internship ਲਈ apply ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ. I don't think work visa ਹੋਊਗਾ. So yeah, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ I think you have to keep those in mind. But definitely I think ਗੁਰਤੇਜ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ, right? I think those definitely viable options ਹੈਗੀਆਂ. But I will get back to you guys. I'll run it with my friend. I'll ask them like ਕੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦਾ ਰਸਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਡਾਪਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਸਕੇ.
And if
second question ਸੀ ਮੇਰਾ,
yes, Anirbal, continue.
ਸਰ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ 4 ਸਾਲ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ, ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਇਹ ਵਾਲਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮਤਲਬ 2 ਸਾਲ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਤੇ 2 ਸਾਲ ਐਬਰੋਡ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ, ਉਸ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਲਿੰਕੇਜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਤਾਂ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਯਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ MOU ਵਗੈਰਾ ਸਾਈਨ ਅਪ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. I think ਐਕਸਚੇਂਜ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ, ਸੋ ਔਰ ਜਾਂ ਹਾਈਬ੍ਰਿਡ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਧਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਉੱਥੇ ਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਅੱਧਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਇੱਥੇ. ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਿੰਗ 'ਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪਰ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਜਿਵੇਂ MBA ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਕੁਛ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਨੋਇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਮੇਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਰਿਲੇਟਿਵ ਹੈਗਾ, ਸੋ ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਐਨਰੋਲਡ ਇਨਟੂ ਦੈਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 2 ਸਾਲ ਉੱਥੇ ਕਰਨੇ, ਫਿਰ 2 ਸਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ. ਉਹ ਕੀ ਆ, I think ਬੈਚਲਰਸ ਪਲੱਸ MBA ਇਕੱਠੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਾਲਜ ਦਾ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ MOU ਵਗੈਰਾ ਸਾਈਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ. I remember some time back ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਸੈਨ ਹੋਜ਼ੇ ਸਟੇਟ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਈਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ.
It's also with the Wayne State. Wayne State.
So ਜੇ ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ probably ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ options ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ Wayne State. And Wayne State it's a great school. I mean when I say school, university ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਮਿਸ਼ੀਗਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੋਸਟਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਕੈਨੀਕਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਉਹ Wayne State ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਹੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ.
ਐਂਡ ਭਾਈ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇੰਦਰਪਾਲ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਦੀ, ਲਾਈਕ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਚਾਹਵੇ ਵੀ ਲਾਈਕ ਵੀ ਹੀ ਡੋਂਟ ਹੈਵ ਅ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ, ਲਾਈਕ ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਕੋਈ ਐਡੀਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਕਿੱਲਸ ਕੀ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਹੀ ਕੈਨ ਆਊਟਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਅਦਰ ਕੰਪੀਟੀਟਰਸ?
ਟਫ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਰੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਭਾਜੀ. ਗੁਰਤੇਜ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੈ ਆਈਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ?
ਯਾਨੀ ਕੰਪੈਟੀਟਿਵ ਕਾਫੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ. ਸੋ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਬਰੋਡ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ, ਪਹਿਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਈਂਡ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਦੇ, ਤੇ ਇਹ ਬੱਚਾ ਵਾਪਸ ਕਿਉਂ ਆਊਗਾ. ਸੋ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਜਿਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਟੈਂਡੈਂਸੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਿੰਗ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਅਬਰੋਡ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਕਾਫੀ ਚੈਲੰਜਿੰਗ ਆ. ਸੋ ਬੈਸਟ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਇਹੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਦੈਨ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਐਂਡ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਪੈਂਡ ਕਰੋ. ਅਦਰਵਾਈਜ਼ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬੈਸਟ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਉਹ 'ਚ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਕਰੋ. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਾਕਈ ਹੀ ਮਨ ਹੈ ਅਬਰੋਡ ਜਾਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਮਾਸਟਰਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਬੈਸਟ ਰਾਊਟ.
I would echo that. I was going to say that. So ਇੰਦਰਪਾਲ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪਲਾਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਾ, don't take any shortcuts. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਜਾਓਗੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਤੇ well it's going to be hard for you, you're going to struggle to get a job. So best way ਹੈਗਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਹੈ ਰਾਈਟ. apply to a grad program, ਮਤਲਬ MS ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ. ਬਹੁਤ ਬੜੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੇ ਓਪਨ ਹਾਰਡਲੀ ਉਹ ਐਕਸੈਪਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਾਈਟ. ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਐਡਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ. ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਐਂਡ ਦੇਰ ਆਰ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਗੁੱਡ ਸਕੂਲਸ. MS ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਆਓ, MS ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋ and then you get a job. That is the right way and the best way actually to get to US. That is my recommendation.
Yeah, so ਦੂਸਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਕਰੇਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ, but the thing is ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਾਸਟਰਸ ਕਰਨ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਸ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਲੋਨ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ, ਬਟ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ. ਦੈਨ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 6 ਮਹੀਨਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਅਬਰੋਡ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ, ਉਹਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਖਰਚਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚੱਕਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ. ਦੂਸਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਡਿਵੈਲਪਡ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੀਗਲੀ ਉਹ ਅਲਾਉ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ. ਸੋ ਦੈਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਟਰਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਹੀ ਕਰੋਗੇ. ਬਟ ਹਾਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਾਸਟਰਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ then certain hours per ਹਫਤੇ ਉਹ allow ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫੀਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਲਪ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ। ਸੋ there are many things ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੰਸੀਡਰ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਪੈਣੀਆਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਪਰਸਿਊ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿ ਡੂਏਬਲ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, then ਉਹਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੇ ਆਊਟ ਲੱਭ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ।
ਤੇ just to add one more point, ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਦਰਪਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਹੀ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਰਾਈਟ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਤਲਬ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਰਡਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਮੰਗਵਾਏ ਹੋਣ ਫ੍ਰੈਂਕਲੀ ਰਾਈਟ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਹਾਰਡ ਵਰਕ ਹੈਗਾ ਨੋ ਡਾਊਟ, ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਥੋੜਾ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ, ਯੂ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਵਰਕ ਹਾਰਡ ਨੋ ਡਾਊਟ, ਬਟ ਯੂ ਡੂ ਇਟ ਫॉर yourself ਰਾਈਟ, ਟੂ ਬਿਲਡ ਯੋਰ ਫਿਊਚਰ। ਸੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜੌਬਸ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗੁਰਤੇਜ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਜੌਬ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਪਾਰਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਰਾਈਟ, ਤੁਸੀਂ 20 ਘੰਟੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮਤਲਬ there are a lot of other options as well। ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਦਾ ਖਰਚਾ ਕੱਢ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਆਪਦਾ ਸਲੋਲੀ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਨਾ ਆਪਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੋਨ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੱਢ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਡੂਏਬਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਗਾ, ਬੈਸਟ ਵੇ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 2 ਸਾਲ ਤੰਗ ਹੋਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਬਟ ਬੈਸਟ ਵੇ, this is the best way to get to use।
ਸੋ ਗੁਰਤੇਜ ਭਾਈ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੰਕਲੂਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
Sure, no, thank you very much Pupinder ਭਾਜੀ, so it was a good session। ਸੋ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਫੀਡਬੈਕਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦੱਸਿਓ ਕਿ ਹੋਰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਟੌਪਿਕਸ ਉਹ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੁਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ,
ਸ਼ੋਰ
ਪੈਟਰਨ ਉਹ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਐਬਸੋਲੂਟਲੀ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦਾ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਟੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ, ਮਿਸ਼ੀਗਨ, GM, ਫੋਰਡ, ਸੋ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਫਸਟ ਬੈਚ ਦੇ, ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫਸਟ ਬੈਚ ਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ GNE ਕਾਲਜ ਦੇ ਪਾਸ ਆਊਟ ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਮੁਲਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਕ੍ਰੋਸ ਦਾ ਬੋਰਡ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਉਹ ਐਂਟਰਪ੍ਰੀਨਿਓਰਸ ਵੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਆ, ਸਿਵਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਮਕੈਨੀਕਲ ਫੀਲਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ GM, ਫੋਰਡ, ਕ੍ਰਾਈਸਲਰ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਬੋਇੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟ੍ਰਕਚਰ ਬਣਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਨੇ। ਦੈਨ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੀਕਲ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਚੱਲਦਾ, ਚਾਹੇ ਉਹ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ, ਚਾਹੇ ਉਹ ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗਟਨ DC ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਲੈਕਟ੍ਰੀਕਲ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਾਫੀ ਨੇ। ਦੈਨ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਸਟਰੀਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਨੇ। ਦੈਨ ਇਵੈਂਚੁਅਲੀ ਉਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ, ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ। ਦੈਨ ਜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ, ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਮਕੈਨੀਕਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਦੈਨ IT ਉਹ ਐਬਸੋਲੂਟਲੀ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਸੋ ਅਕ੍ਰੋਸ ਦਾ ਬੋਰਡ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹੈਗਾ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸੁਣਨੀਆਂ ਲੇਟੈਸਟ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਬਾਰੇ, ਸੋ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਫਾਲੋ ਅਪ ਡਿਸਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਬਿਫੋਰ ਵੀ ਐਂਡ, ਸੋ ਐਬਸੋਲੂਟਲੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਮਲਦੀਪ ਭਾਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਹੂੰਗਾ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਕਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਫਸਟ ਈਅਰ ਟੂ ਫੋਰਥ ਈਅਰ ਟੂ ਬਿਲਡ देयर ਕੈਰੀਅਰ।
Yeah, sure. I think ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ let me add one more, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗੁਰਤੇਜ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਰਾਈਟ, ਵੀ jobs ਇੱਥੇ it's not a problem। I mean ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ups and downs ਆਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ when you have the economy specific ਆਉਂਦਾ, but that's more I think IT specific। non-IT ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ consistency ਹੈਗੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਾਈਟ। so wherever you go I think I have hardly seen mechanical ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ups and downs I heard, especially I mean except one time when it happened in 2007-8। so ਮਤਲਬ demand supply ਹੈਗੀ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਥੇ universities ਦੀ ਤੇ jobs ਦੀ, it's very well managed। so you get to something good once you're done with your education over here। so I would, ਇਹੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਹੈ don't take any shortcuts। ਟਫ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਥੋੜੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਰਾਈਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ, ਬਟ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਾਈਟ, which is the best way right। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਬੈਚਲਰਸ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਬੈਚਲਰਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ I'm sure ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋਗੇ ਰਾਈਟ, ਤੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵੀ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ, ਬਟ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰਸਟਿਡ ਹੈਗੇ US ਆਉਣ 'ਚ ਤਾਂ get into some school over here। ਆਪਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ MS ਆ ਉਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਆ ਕੇ। 2 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ, 2 ਸਾਲ ਹੀ ਤੰਗ ਹੋਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ। financially you always figure out something, either you work here or you get some aid, or if you have good grades right, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ financial aid ਵਗੈਰਾ ਮਤਲਬ federal aid ਵਗੈਰਾ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ। so ਉਹ that is a secondary thing। that's my experience। ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਇਆ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੀ ਫੀਸ ਨਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੋਵੇ ਰਾਈਟ। so yeah, best time ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ first, second, third year ਚ enjoy your life at GNE। I think that's what we miss now। golden time, that's what we call it right। so आप enjoy करो, but keep in your mind right, I mean if you are eager to come to US, start a little bit of prep work for getting admission to any of the schools। If you guys need any help, I'll be more than happy to help you guys with any questions, right? I don't have a lot of information about visas and that sort of stuff, right? But if you want to know about schools, or if you want to know where should I be going, right? I mean, this is my background. This is the major that I have done at GNE, and this is sort of job that I want to look into. I can definitely help you guys actually to find the right space and the right school for that.
Yani absolutely spread the word out ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ alumni globally ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਜਿੰਨੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ help ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ. They are across the industry, they are coming from the same family backgrounds. ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦਾ ਕਾਲਜ ਆ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਫਸਟ ਬੈਚ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਉਸ ਕਾਲਜ ਦੀ ਦੇਣ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਬੈਠਾ, ਤੇ we always want to give back. ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਮੈਕੈਨਿਜ਼ਮ ਹੈਗਾ, ਚਾਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ US ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ, ਯੂਰਪ, ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ, ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ, ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ. So thank you very much everybody.
Right? ਥੋੜਾ ਹੌਸਲੇ ਨਾਲ, right? I mean, grass is green, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ on this side, right? So 20 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, 25 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋ, right? ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਕਾਲਜ 'ਚ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਹਾਲ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ. ਸਾਡੇ ਵੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਹਾਲ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ it was a different story. So yeah, a lot of opportunities, but thoda ja mehnat karke, positively soch ke, I think you guys can make it. I mean, GNE de vich apni jehdi background hai, like I haven't seen anyone failing in his or her life. That is assi jiਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੈ ਤੱਤ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, right? It's all because of the different backgrounds, the different diversity that we have over there, right? So yeah, be strong, be optimistic, be positive. ਤੇ keep it in your mind, like ਆਪਦੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ particular ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ, right? Just go for that, guys. And again, ਇੱਥੇ ਜੈਨਕੋ ਦੀ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗੁਰਤੇਜ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ, right? ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਆਪਣੀ alumni ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, so folks can help here. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, right? ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ. Similarly, ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਿਸ਼ੀਗਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ alumni ਹੈਗੀ, ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ. ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗਟਨ, ਸਿਆਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. So ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਇੱਥੇ, that we would be happy to provide. I won't say financially, but from information perspective, whatever you guys want, right? ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ guidance ਜਾਂ mentoring ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, we'll be more than happy to do that.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Kamaldeep Paji. So now I'll take it back to Rupinder Paji to convene it.
So I would like to extend my wholehearted thanks to Kamaldeep Paji and Gurtej Paji for engaging this session. So this talk would be very informative for our undergrad students, and I think that they would have some fresh ideas how to get themselves enrolled to some internship or for some postgrad programs abroad. So at last, I again want to thank Kamaldeep Paji for delivering such a valuable talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you. Good luck, guys. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.